What's up everyone and welcome to this tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to learn how to actually hover or move to an element. So let's actually get started and clean up our code from last time, and our lucky website today will be Amazon. So if we go to Amazon, and for example if we actually go to this right here, I actually didn't click, but the whole thing toggled and opened up. And let's say I don't want to click, because if I click it will take me here. I just want to hover. So to hover, we can use a really simple function that is called an action function. So let's actually create a method. You really don't have to, but it's nicer to do. So I'm going to write a public void, public static void, and I'm going to call this function hover. Now let me spell static correctly. I'm going to call this function hover because it really kind of hovers. It's not a real hover, but it kind of moves to an element, so it simulates a hover. And I'm going to request from this function to have an element, and I'm going to call it value. And let's put a curly bracket, and let's import web element. And let's do, let's do actions. And I'm going to give that action function the name move to, and that will be equal to actions, and then I'll call the driver function from here, and the driver will actually not be there or not be appearing because it's inside of that function. So what we could do, we can write public static web element driver like that. And let's actually remove this web driver. So this will be public everywhere we go. So I'm going to import this. And I'm going to write move to is dot move to element. And there's actually a lot of action functions that you can actually use. You can click and hold. You can do double click. You can do actually a lot using this function, which we're going to be learning in the next few tutorials. So move to dot move to element, and you might ask, why did I call it move to? I really don't know, but I usually use a name that is related to whatever it's actually going to do. And you can put a semicolon, and then after you actually move to, you want to perform it. So you do move to dot perform, and this actually performed the action that you requested, which is moving to the element. So we're going to go to Amazon. We're going to do a thread.sleep. And we're going to leave 3 seconds. And what am I going to do is do a hover over a web element. And let me define that web element. What would it be? So web element, and then we're going to call it sign in, because that's actually the sign in button, equal to driver dot find element by xpath, or whatever we're going to use, and then put a semicolon, and then this sign in will be inside of the hover. So let's actually save and go back to the page and actually inspect it and see what is it actually called. So let me actually remove all these stuff that are unnecessary, and I will definitely zoom in so you guys will be able to see. So if I click on this whole section right there, this whole thing is, we can use navigation bar rel sign in. So this is a link. So what I could do is write 2 slashes a at navigation equal to single quotations, close that, and then the value of it was sign in. And we actually have 3 of them. So that might be a problem, but we already learned that some of them we can use the 1, 2, 3 thing index that actually allow us to use whatever one we want to use. So let me actually put everything in parentheses and put an index and give it a value of 1. 1 didn't work, 2 didn't work, 3 didn't work, or actually 3 is the one. If we do 2, it doesn't really appear. 1 doesn't really appear. 3 is the one that we need to choose. So let's actually pick that up. Go back. Put this is the XPath that we're going to use. We're going to use the third one since it's the one that actually got highlighted when we stepped on it. And let's actually run and see what actually happens. And let's actually make this bigger so you guys will be able to see. And here you go. It did hover automatically. Let's run it one more time so you guys will be able to see. Alrighty. That first hover is actually automatically. That's not the hover that Amazon gave you. That's the hover that we actually did, not the other one. The other one is automatic from the page. But the second hover, see, automatically when I refresh, this appears. But the one that I hovered on is that one, like that. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day.